Well, I'm trying. Hi, I'm just getting started.
I haven't seen it yet.
Gotta wait for a few minutes, I think, until it actually hits live. You have to go to my page and scroll down.
I know, but I was there.
Shh. Hi, Barb. So I guess we are live. So it's Wednesday evening, 7:30 Eastern, and I'm trying to make it a habit of going live every week at that time to show everybody a little something. Last week, I had gotten this set in the mail. It's called Posted for You, and it has this postage stamp. And when I saw this in the catalog, I just fell in love with it. I thought, what fun this could be. So tonight we're going to make a card, and then I'm going to show you some other things that I have done with this. So this is the card. I'm also using Blossoms in Bloom to make this. It was so easy and just a lot of fun. I just like how it looks like a stamp. So let's go ahead and get started. It's pretty easy to do. Now I'm going to do it in different colors. When I made this one, I did it with the black. I did real red, Poppy Parade, and some melon mango. Tonight, I'm actually going to be working with Rich Razzleberry as my background. And then my flowers are going to be Petal Pink, Rococo Rose, and Rich Razzleberry. So I'll show you how I get that different color tones. So I have my Stamparatus out. I've got my stamp loaded on it. I've got my magnets holding my paper down. So I'm going to start with the Petal Pink, and I'm going to ink up the complete stamp. This is what I like about the Stamparatus. I can re-ink it as often as I need until I get the colors that I want. I'll get that on there. Don't want my paper to lift. That looks pretty good, but let me hit a couple more spots. I'll do it again. These stamping tools are the only thing that kept me stamping because I couldn't stamp to save my life. All right, so now that I have that color done, I'm gonna clean off the stamp pen, or the stamp, because now I wanna put a little bit of a different shade in the center. So I am going to grab a sponge dauber, and I am going to grab Rococo Rose. Now when I do this, I am just going to go around the center holes on the stamp of each flower to just sort of darken that in the middle. And I'm using the dabber because I can control where I'm getting that ink. Now because it's in the Stamparatus, it's still lined up, and I can add that center color. Oh, so see, I got a little bit of a darker tone there. So now I want to clean off the Rococo Rose, and I want the edge of my flowers to be even darker. So I am going to bring in Rich Razzleberry, again with the sponge dauber. Only this time when I go to my stamp, I'm just going to do the edges of the flowers. And I want to make sure I get between the flower edges. So you just sort of dab the ink with the dauber exactly where you want it to go. And if we don't get it on the first try, again, because we're using this tool, I can re-ink and do it again. Right, so just give a little pressure there. So I need some more ink out, I think, on this side. Didn't seem to catch there. And I want some up on this flower. There we go. Looks like a watercolor. So now, just to enhance it a little, there are some other stamps in the set that I've just loaded onto blocks. And I'm going to bring in my old olive. And I'm just going to randomly place some leaves. Just to give it a little more added texture. I don't know, having me on the big screen there, Barb. At least it's just my hands. All right. Now some of these will get cut off, but you'll still see the placement of some of them. So there's also a little leaf in the set. So I'm going to use that, fill in some of these white spaces. Oop, didn't mean to put it there. That was in the flower. So you got to pay attention. Let's see if we can do some on the outside. And then I do have the little textured center. Put it over top of that green that I messed up on. Put the little centers of the flowers in. So now that we've taken the time to stamp all that, we're going to pull in this new punch and we're going to cut it apart. Anything you want to do is make sure you lay them down where you cut them out of, so that way they line up when you glue them down on your card. I cut the base paper a little over 4 inches one way and 4.5 inches the other way. And then that gives me the size I need to punch these out. See, I'm already forgetting which way they were. It goes this way. It's like building a puzzle. You can hear my little Peavy crying in the background. He wants some attention. So you can space them apart as far as you want, or I liked them sort of more in the center. So I'm just gonna grab some glue. I'm gonna start with the center and then I can space out from there. Hopefully it's hard to see. And the card is under the camera and I'm above it to make sure I'm getting these correct, but it'll be close enough. That one's down a little far, but doesn't have to be perfect. They're handmade. I guess I have my cord in the middle of the screen. Thank you, Bill. My producer over there making sure I'm doing things correctly. I just think it's fun to make cards. I like to send them in the mail. I hope people like to get them.
Your son Nick is on the phone.
Hi, Nick. Nick goes live and does music. I go live and craft. It's a little uneven, but that's okay. I can put something else over in this area. And then I went ahead and I did cut out a sentiment to put on it. I forgot my dimensionals. Let me go back and grab some of those. So that's what I get for trying to do it on a live when I can't really see the alignment that I'm doing. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to put this over here so it looks like I did that on purpose. And then maybe we'll add a little bling to it. I don't have my pick tool here. Oop. Here we go. Makes it easier if you have the right tool. So I'm going to put one here. There's no right or wrong way, again, to put these on here. You just put them on, and there we have a really cute card. I haven't put the insert in yet because I'm not sure what I'm going to write on it. So I usually just make the fronts and then put them in my card holder. So let me clear this out of here so we can take a look at some other things that you can do with this stamp set. So these are the ones I did with using the blooms in Bloom. And then the other thing you can do with this card set is use up a lot of, this punch is use up a lot of scraps. So I had some scraps left over from, I'm trying to think of the name, Flowers for Every Season. I had been working with that paper. So I just used the punch and put them on here, trimmed off the overage on some of them, and just said thanks a bunch. Quick little card. The other thing that I had mentioned last week about doing what I love about this punch, the stamp sets that it comes with. Okay, let me pull that in here. I said one of the things that I wanted to do was I wanted to make some little labels for on the back of my envelopes when I seal them. So what I did was I just took the adhesive sheets, put it on some petal pink paper, stamped out what I wanted, and then all I have to do is just peel off the backing and stick them to my envelope. Yeah, make it sound easier than it is, huh? But that adhesive sticking will pop back off. I don't have to glue it. They'll stick right on the back of the envelope. And you can print them out and color them or leave them plain. I did some with garden green, I think rich raspberry. So I think those will be so cute used to seal the envelopes. The other thing, you can make your own designer series paper. So I just took the one stamp from the set, stamped it, did a little bit of quick coloring, and then just used the happy birthday on the front. So it's a quick and easy card. And then I did this one where I stamped them out, colored them pretty quick in a blue, put them on a piece of designer series paper, and then I can just mount this onto the front of a card base when I'm ready to send it out. And that's it. I just love this set. I want to do more with these big stamps that are available and then cut them apart and do them. I just think it makes a good abstract type look. So thanks for joining me tonight. I hope to see you again next week. Have a good evening.